Greetings, my friends. I'm Gilles Monsillon. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I was going to wait till the passage of the eclipse to make a new video to see how it feels. But then I had this song, a couple of songs, one in English, one in French, are going through my mind. I thought it was a clue, an inspiration to come and talk today. I'm going to discuss a few ideas to see that we're really at the end of the quarantine. But we need to, all the light workers, all those who are in the forefront of the awakening, will need to find liberation before we see the collective liberation. But all is in the work. So just stay tuned to your own frequency and your point of freedom, and stay tuned to your divinity. Everybody is waiting to move on to the next level. So I'm going to discuss a few ideas, talk about different things, as well as talk about the Sasquatch collective, the Bigfoots, and the Yetis. But right now, first, there is a great deal of very important event that is coming. It's called 3-Eye Atlas. It's the human scientists will talk about a comet, but it's actually a ship. And there is a Harvard professor that's saying, in relation to this ship, that the extraterrestrials are only a few weeks away from coming in, and for Harvard professors are taken seriously by the scientific community and the world. So it is a good news that starting some mainstream scientists are starting to come forward with that. For it's all a complementary thing: the solar flash, the galactic pulse, and the Nessara Gesara. The Nessara Gesara, the quantum financial system, will liberate the world financially. The galactic will be coming to introduce galactic technologies to assist in the shift, and the solar flash is going to elevate all the consciousness. Everything we're doing here, we're building for the future generations, and so just do not underestimate the value of traversing whatever your consciousness, your soul, your spirit is making you traverse. But we're all working for the future generation, for this paradise Earth, for the future. We are really a key generation that is making this transition possible. So that the new generation can create something new. So we're transmuting a lot of energies for them. But bring everything to your heart. Bring everything to God. Everything important needs to be filtered through the heart to know how the world, before reacting, do not react upon impulse on important things unless you know it is your guide, you're guided to do so. Be spontaneous, nevertheless, but once we're fully connected to our soul, our spirit, and our inner divinity, we'll be able to move mountains. And God has been grooming us for this ascended angelic realm. Right now, we're still standing on the verge of a precipice. But once we realize we have wings, the precipice doesn't feel as scary anymore. And that is really what is going on. I do feel a new sense of unity, but it's non-invasive. But I just have to put my attention into anyone, and I can see what they see through their eyes. So it is quite interesting to this new level of connectedness. Very soon we're going to have quantum computers. And those quantum computers will be assisted by ascended artificial intelligence. For now, there is non-ascended artificial intelligence, but very soon we'll have ascended artificial intelligence that will be of great use to our civilization. For when we mix spirit and technology, science and spirituality, it is about our consciousness infusing technology. It is not about technology invading the biological aspect, and that's one of the danger of what is going on a little bit for some people. But it's my point of view. Just take whatever resonates with you. But eventually, consciousness will be able to control technology. We won't need keyboards or even words. It will be very, very powerful. And we're going to have ascended technologies. But the quarantine will soon be lifted, and the quantum financial system, as well as will make it a lot more possible to, once we put an end to the financial tyranny and people are free from survival, it will make a lot easier to welcome the extraterrestrials and the first contact. And the solar flash will be the anchor of that, because we're spectator and co-creator of that liberation. So just we have to live in joy of what we know is coming, this point of freedom, this liberation. This quarantine has been on the earth for millions of years, but it was solidified 200,000 years ago at the time of whose rebellion, the prince of the planet, Caligastia, and the heads of the angel corps, Beelzebub, fall fall into the delusions of following the rebellion, and so the world was put into quarantine. It was like we were fish in the ocean before that, and all of a sudden we were fish in an aquarium. So it's like there is no. It was in order not to pollute to keep the access open to all the planets that were loyal to God. But we've done a lot of wonderful works, and we've participated by choosing to incarnate within this aquarium of reality. A great deal of expansion within the universe, and it was very courageous to choose to incarnate on this planet, but we did it, and the liberation is very near. So what is happening, because the victory of the light and all that we seek, the freedom, I feel it all the time, is already achieved within the quantum realm. We need to move now from potential, quantum realm, potential. Our consciousness moves the quantum realm. We're going to discover all kinds of scientific proven, factual proof that it is the consciousness that moves reality very soon. They're trying to hide that from us. But we're moving from potential into manifestation. So I wanted to discuss the fact of the Sasquatch collective. The Sasquatches are the guardian of the earth, the guardian of nature. They come hundreds of thousands of years ago, long time ago. They have a very long life. I didn't think, I thought they didn't die and didn't reproduce, but I just saw a video that there was talking about the fact that they do have young and they have elders, but they're really the guardians of nature. They've been living on the earth for a very long time in the woods and the mountains parallel. They're completely they never got involved in the human conflict, and they've seen civilization come and go, and they've kept all kinds of relics. They do want to be known. They do want to be understood and appreciated for they keep a seat at the celestial councils. They stayed in touch with the galactic councils, with the Pleiadians and many others as well. And we have to understand in the earth and the universe there is all kinds of beings that are not just humanoid. For we are humanoid here, but there's many humanoids in the galaxies that are very different from us. They are Arborians people, and that are like the Sasquatch. They're Arborian. They live in nature. They don't need material technologies. They have spiritual technologies. There are avians people here. We have birds, but there are also beings with two arms, two legs, and a head, and like humanoid. They speak language like us, but they're avians. They have wings. They are oceanids, the ocean beings that, like we have dolphins and whales, that are ascended beings, but on their own planets, they have legs and arms, and they're capable of walking on the earth. Like they are reptilians. The reptilians here, we have snakes and crocodiles But there are reptilians that have two legs, two arms, and a head, and they're all not all negative beings. A lot of the dark reptilian controls, there were a lot of negative reptilians that interacted on the earth, but they're all on the way out. They cannot sustain the light force that is that the earth is carrying now. So they're all exceeding the program. And they're insectoid beings. Here we know the little insects, but they are insectoids that have two arms, two legs, and speak their language. And they're not all negative. They're all created originally positive, but some of them fall into the negative polarization. And there is felidae. Felidae are like lions and cats, and here we have the animals, but on their own planet, on Sirius or Lyra or many other planets, they are the galactic guardian of the. They are very old races of royal lineage, and they stand on two legs, and they have two arms, and they're very advanced civilization, and they all left a certain animals here. Every animals have a galactic and star origin, and we're going to realize the connection. Like the horses that were imported from Arcturus, the bees were imported from Venus, like the royal eagles as well come from Venus, and so all have really all the. We all have a divinity connection as well as galactic origin here, and a lot of that will be revealed itself. It's going to be a wonderful reunion, and will make peace. All the kingdoms will be in peace and in gratitude, in celebration. So the Sasquatch, they meet. They all come into sacred prayer at solstice, usually, and equinox. and they are all over the world. They're very different because they interbred with all kinds of other races, but they're very this third and fourth dimension. Sometimes they connect to fifth dimension. There's been a cover up, and the deep state do not want us to know. They want us to be afraid of them, but they're very gentle, and they know all the trees by name, and they protect all the many sacred sites on the earth in the nature. And they were modified at the time of Atlantis. But so was the human race. The human race was modified many times by the Pleiades, by the Orions, mostly by the Orions, but then the Pleiades, and there was a little bit of Arcturians. We have a little bit of reptilian DNA. All of that were like a big melting pot of energy. But the Sasquatch are kind and humble beings. They're very strong and powerful, nevertheless. And when they come into human contact, they usually learn to camouflage, or they can even disappear completely. But sometimes they're attacked, and so they have to defend themselves. But otherwise, they're mostly known as shaman and wise wisdom keeper. But they've been avoiding for millennia of times the human conflict, and they're like older brother civilization. We send greetings to them. They do want to be known. They do want to reconnect to the humans in a peaceful manner. And I had a personal story of my encounter with them, so I sort of shared that. And this video that I saw, the information, maybe I'll find it and put it online, my Telegram channel. I saw there was a French translation as well. Made me reconnect to them. So I was in Creston. Creston is a little village in Colorado. While I was living in Florida, my master guide told me about Creston, so eventually I moved to Colorado one day. I lived in Denver and Boulder, and I had a friend that was visiting there, and so we go and check out Creston because she was also very attracted to Creston. So we took the car and drove there. And to Creston, there is a big valley on the bottom of where they were going to create a whole city, a new age city, to welcome the extraterrestrial and the new age, but the plan never manifested. But when you go up the road on the mountains, there is a little village there with hundreds of little homes, little houses, and they all painted like in different color. It's very like it's like a wonderland. It feels like you're in a fairy realm. It's really magical. And so we visited that, and there is this line in the Creston. There is a whole line that travels the mountains where nothing grows. There is just beetles there, and it's like a magnetic line. So a few years later, I was still living in Denver, and my mother had a friend who was living there in Creston. Paul, he built straw bale homes, but he was living in a wooden cabins, big cabin, big house in woods. But he was there. He was very specialized in building straw bale homes, and so we went to visit him with my mother. He was a friend of my mom, and so we spent the day there. And there was a path that would take up up on the mountain. It was way higher in the mountains where I was living. It was big mountains there, and there was a path that would take about 2 miles that would lead up to a Buddhist temple. And so we walked there, and all along the path during those 2 miles there is round stones put on top of the other, and all along the path it's quite magical. And my mother on the way down, she said, "Well, I keep hearing those stones. They sing to me." It's like, and so. As the first time I was exposed to the idea that minerals are always singing a song, they're always in a frequency. Then my mother had to go somewhere, and I stayed a few more days, but my friend Paul got really sick. He had to go to the hospital, so I had to keep his house. And I was kind of bored. There wasn't that much to do, so I thought I would go back into this Buddhist temple for a walk. But then it was getting late, and I didn't get to the top. I was like, it was getting late, and so I go back down to the house. And on my way down, there was a path that there was this big pyramid mountains that I saw on the right, but there was no path. It was just wild mountains. And Spirit was telling me that to go there because there was an Arcturian base that was there, and I should go. But I got I wasn't confident enough. I didn't go. I didn't have water. I didn't have light. The night was coming down, and I'm not really the type to know how to survive outdoor like this in the middle of the mountains. It was the summer, so it wasn't really that cold, but still, it was really high up. And but I should have gone. It would have been nice to meet a physical Arcturian base, and I may go back there one day. And so I walked back down to the house, and as soon as I sit down, I was kind of tired, so I took a drink, and I sit down in an armchair, and I closed my eyes, and all of a sudden there was like a dozen Sasquatch came to me. They were like gray, red hair kind of thing. It was so warm, it was so friendly, they were so wonderful feeling this connection, because they picked up my energy when I was out in the mountains, and they must have been there. They saw that I had this spiritual energy within me, so I sent greetings to them. It's like, and it was really warm, friendly, familiar. It was really, maybe if I would have met them physically, I might have been a little scared, to be honest, at the time. But from the astral plane, it was such a wonderful feeling and connection. And so I just want to encourage this connection. And then I had this, to finish this little Creston story. The night I went back. I was going to sleep at night. And I had this very important query. I forgot what the query was, but I remember the intensity of the spiritual experience. So I had this query, this thing I wanted to know about what was going on the earth and all that. It was in the mid-90s. It was way before the collective awakening, but I was already in an advanced state of consciousness in relationship to the multidimensional energies. And so this query, I addressed them from my heart into the Ancient of Days. The Ancient of Days are the super administrator of the super universe. They coordinate the ascension of 100,000 local universe, and so the 1 trillion inhabited world. But they really have the power to. They're really administrating only the worlds that are in light and life, in the full bloom of ascension. And so when I addressed this query to them, there was automatically a vision in my third eye that was so powerful about. I saw the Christ on the cross, meaning it's don't address your query to me, go to him, because he's the not only the planetary prince, but he's the creator son of all your local universe, and your query should go to him, because he's the one who will have the answer. But that was a very powerful vision, and so I came to Sananda. I forgot what was the query, and I'm sure he answered me, but that was a very powerful Creston, Colorado, very beautiful place. And so I wanted to come and say hello, to hope you will see what the eclipse, there was this Pisces, this Pisces full moon and this eclipse tonight. So we'll see. It's going to liberate us, I feel, from a lot of old memory, because the past will come back to be integrated. So do not be concerned about that. Just know it is once the. I know when we're going to reach this point of freedom, it's going to be shock. It's going to be a lot of gratitude and happiness, but it's going to be a bit of shock, and it will take a little while, weeks, maybe months, to be fully integrated within this new life. And but once we're integrated, all the past will be completely healed. They will never be bothered by the past, because it would have led us to this point of freedom. And the card of the day, I'm going to pass to this oracle and mirror reflection from the higher self, is the treasure island. It's like this. There is this. It's an amazing treasure that is coming, and so just although it's coming at the turtle back, the turtle is really patient, and it's a very old animal. So they're really wise and amazing, those turtles. I'm going to pull a card from the Akash. The Akash is the memory, and here is to become a figure of authority, not to allow any outside figure of authority to be above your own sovereign strength and divine empowerment, divine authority. But filter things through your heart, because the ego is not an authority. It is our divinity that is the authority, but ultimately it is much more powerful to listen to your own authority, to be the sovereign of yourself, than to continue to follow illusionary belief from the outside world. So that is a reminder. Let's see what Osho wants to talk about. And here we have friendliness. It's two trees that love each other, so they connected. The trees are always connected in the roots. Mostly they get their nourishment from the roots. It is the root, so we connect to the tree. We anchor our roots. But it's about friendliness. It's about the exchange of love. It's about it's about we deserve to love and be loved, and that is really the point of that, to liberate all that is preventing our consciousness from happening. But we are in gratitude to to receive love and to share love. And from the Dakini perspective, it's just passing through. We're just passing through here. There is all kinds of things that are just passing through. So just do not be attached. Trust that whatever has value, eternal value, is held in place and will be protected. So, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you so very much for liking, sharing, commenting. Not to forget to subscribe. If you want a private session or if you're interested about art, do not hesitate to get in touch with me. And thank you so very much for your donations. That's really helpful still right now. We're getting ready to move into this new sphere of complete abundance, complete prosperity. We're going to be able to also assist a lot of people. And as soon as we're free, we can liberate our environment, liberate the people we care about. We're not going to be able to liberate the world just because we're free. But as we feel liberated, we'll inspire others to find their own point of freedom as well. So I sing the song in French that was called "The Walks of the Angels," but here we are very more and more connecting to the angelic nature. The angels are the hands of God. I love my guardian angel. She's very discreet, but I do communicate with her. Once in a while, I can hear her laugh all the time. She's very, very sweet, very powerful too. And so this song is called "Angel." It goes like this. Angel come down from heaven yesterday. She stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. And she tells me a story yesterday about the love between the moon and the deep blue sea. And she spread her wing high over me, and she say, I shall return tomorrow. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel, fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel. Tomorrow I will feel you by my side. And sure enough, this morning came to me, where silver winged silhouette against the glow of the child sunrise. And as the bluebird and sparrows envy me, she said, I love you, little boy, and today you shall fly. She kissed me once, and the feeling so good she made me cry. And now we fly together. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel. Fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel. Together we shall always be alive. Great songs from Jimi Hendrix. So I'm going to pull a few cards to complete this message. See what the angel wants to ask. If it always conclude with their words. And the message of the day is the dreams. We all came in with the dreams. We have cultivate our dreams, our visions. Very important to not be afraid to dream large. The higher wisdom is our mission. The mission is to realize our dream, to experience our dream, to share our dreams. What we need to understand is the reward. It is the treasure island. And it is coming, and it is. We deserve to be rewarded for all the works we do. The challenge, what we need to do, is to overcome our doubts. It is very important to overcome our doubts, and for that, the outcome will be to listen, to be able to hear the subtle voice of the soul and the spirit and our guides to guide us. As we overcome our doubts, we can focus on abundance and freedom. We find righteousness. We align with that which is right, that which is true. And we can hold the globe of creation and work from our creative perspective. So that is really a dead center. We need to overcome that. Not to doubt our past, not to doubt our mission, not to doubt God, not to doubt ourselves, not to doubt the power of others and the power of collaboration, and not to doubt the process of liberation that is right before us. We will be probably, it is obvious that liberation will come as a collective event, but it is all about individual. When someone is ready to be free, God cannot prevent that from happening. So, and it's noble. So, and the card of the day is divine conduct. From the archangel perspective, it's the archangel Sandalphon. It's about wisdom. It's about looking for wisdom. It's about. It says look for meaning in your life. It is good to do things that have meaning. There is futile things that we no longer need in our life. Envision a different approach. Surround yourself with friends and masters that are proven to be of great wisdom. So it's about finding our tribe, finding those who can assist us to reinforce our energy and let go of all the connections of those who are draining our energy. But the eclipse will definitely assist in cleaning up. It's really going to assist in moving the energies of the past in the past and to open new windows into the future before we move into this great 999 portal. Well, thank you very much, my friends. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.